All right, guys, so 10.1, we're still on Introduction to Polynomials. Now that you know what makes something a polynomial or not, we're going to go over a little more vocab about polynomials. So a polynomial, we learned, is just an expression of one or more terms. A monomial, so here's some new vocab. Monomial, if you guys know that mono means one, it's a polynomial with only one term. So if you pull out your sheet that you just did and pick a monomial, it'd be one where there's only one term. A good example would be the negative 5x to the fourth, because that's only one term. I pulled that off your sheet. And then a binomial, if you guys know the prefix bi means two. So it's a polynomial with two terms. So try to find on your sheet a polynomial with two terms. It could be that very first one, x cubed minus 2x. That would be an example of a binomial. And then trinomial, if you know the prefix tri, that's three. So a polynomial with three terms. And if I'm looking at our sheet from today, it looks like the last one. So 2/3 x squared minus 9x plus 1. That could be an example of a trinomial because there's three terms. So does everybody see the difference there? So monomial's 1, binomial's 2, trinomial is 3. Now, in general, polynomial is any of these or more. So it's any collection of number of terms. All right, we already did this in the exploratory activity. So now, why don't you guys practice what you just learned? Classify each polynomial by the number of terms. Okay, so this one has 1, 2, 3 terms, so it's a trinomial. This one has 1, 2 terms, so it's a binomial. And this one only has one term, so it's a monomial. All right, so pretty easy vocab there. Okay, turn it over and we have a little more vocab today. And then we are done. Okay, so standard form is when the polynomial is put in a certain order so that the exponents are put in order so that they decrease from left to right. Okay, so an example of this, let's say the terms were jumbled up and it was like x squared minus 5x to the third power plus 9. Okay, let's say that was the polynomial. Standard form would be rearranging it so that the exponents are going down. So see how 3 is the highest exponent? That's going to go, that whole term is going to go first. So the negative 5x cubed, we write first. And then the next highest exponent is the squared. So that's going to be next. And then the number that doesn't even have an exponent, the plus 9, that's going to be last. So see how it went from 2 to 3 to nothing? We want it to go 3 to nothing. That's called standard form. And make sure you guys keep the sign and the number in front of the term that you're moving. All right, now once a polynomial is written in standard form, the leading coefficient is the coefficient of the first term when written in standard form. Okay, so the leading coefficient is pretty much the easiest way to think of it. It's the first number when it's written in standard form. So it would just be the -5. It's just the number in front of the first term. Okay, that's called the leading coefficient. And then the last vocab is the degree. The degree is the highest exponent. What is the highest power? Okay, this one, there is no power, so the degree is 0. This one, the highest exponent, if there's nothing there, it's a secret 1. If there's an x. Now, the reason this one was 0 is because there was no x. So then it was 0. Now, this one, there is an x, so there's a secret 1. So the degree is 1. This one, the highest degree is 2. This one, the highest power is 3. So the degree is 3. And this one, the highest power is 4. So the degree is 4. So it's just the highest power. But be careful. Sometimes when they're not written in order, it's not always the first one. All right, let's practice them. All right, so for these two examples, you have to write it in standard form. Write down the number of terms, classify, leading coefficient, and degree. I know this isn't the most exciting lesson, but we got to get the vocab down. Okay, so standard form is when the exponents decrease from left to right. So this one's already in standard form because the x comes first and the constant comes last. So we didn't have to rewrite it. Okay, how many terms do you guys see? 1, 2. What do we call it when it's 2 terms from the front? It's called a binomial. What is the leading coefficient? It's the first number, so -9. And what is the degree? The degree is the highest power, but since there's nothing, it's a secret 1. Okay, that's the vocab you guys have to know. Let's try one more. All right, standard form. It's the exponents want to decrease from left to right. So the highest exponent is this one. So we're going to write that one first. And then going in order, this one is the next biggest exponent. So we write that next. And then the lowest one is the x squared. So we write that one last. Okay, so we're writing it in descending order. Remember, you're looking at the exponents. So these little numbers should be going down. Okay, how many terms do you guys see? 1, 2, 3. What do we call it when there's 3 terms? Trinomial. What is the leading coefficient? It's the first number, so -4. And what is the degree? The degree is the highest power, so 4. All right, nice job, guys. A lot of vocab for the first day of the chapter. Thanks for watching.